Hey there, my name's Robb Wolf. If you're not familiar with my work, I've been in and around this paleo, ketogenic diet, low carb scene for about 20 years. I got into this to deal with some pretty severe health issues. I had ulcerative colitis so bad in my mid-20s that I was facing a bowel resection. And so it was a pretty interesting health journey, kind of getting into this paleo, low carb scene. I'm by no means a religious zealot about this stuff. This is just kind of the orientation that I use to work with clients and athletes and what have you. And I've had really great success with this way of eating. But one of my life's passions, Brazilian Jiu Jitsu, I always found a mismatch between my ability to just feel good on a ketogenic or low carb diet and be able to properly fuel my Brazilian Jiu Jitsu efforts. And so I reached out to some very good friends and coaches of mine, Luis Villasenor and Tyler Cartwright. They are the founders of Keto Gains. For the better part of a year, these guys looked at what I was doing and they said, you need more salt, you need more electrolytes. And so I kept doing what most people do when their coach tells them what they need to do. I ignored the advice. And then one day I finally listened. I really looked at what they were recommending, and it looked like my sodium intake and overall electrolyte intake was probably far too low. And so I adjusted it appropriate to what their recommendations were, and it was like a light switch was flipped. It was just absolutely amazing. And so that was impressive to me. It fixed kind of that last niggling piece as far as performance that I needed for my activity, and I started looking around at the folks that we were taking care of, and this problem of inadequate sodium intake, inadequate electrolytes just seemed to be ubiquitous. About 95, 98% of the questions that we received ultimately could be traced back to inadequate electrolytes. So I kept looking around and trying to find someone that had formulated this electrolyte product in the proper way, and I just couldn't find anything that was good. Either the total electrolyte amount was inadequate and or there was a mountain of sugar in it. And so I literally waited and waited and waited for somebody to do this. And Tyler and Luis and I and my wife Nikki, we all kind of looked at this and we're like, well, it's just salt. Somebody's got to do this, but nobody did. And so we ultimately put our heads together and formed Elemental Labs in this product Element. And so this thing is formulated for anybody who needs more aggressive electrolyte management. And anybody in that paleo, low carb, high performance kind of athletic scene, they're definitely going to benefit from that. Anybody that's endeavoring in a lower carb way of eating for weight loss, for improved health, this is one of the make or break elements, getting the electrolytes correct. So this is a little bit of the backstory about how Element came to be, and hope you give the product a shot. Take care.